So you're in the market for some new climbing shoes. What are you looking for? Comfort? Forget about that one. Style? Maybe not. Functionality? Come to the right place. So I recently needed a new pair of climbing shoes after wearing my previous pair down to literally nothing. So I thought it would be cool to take you guys on the journey of buying new climbing shoes. So if you're in the market for new shoes, or maybe your first pair of climbing shoes, I can give you some tips on things to consider when buying a new pair. So the first thing I thought about was, what did I need these new shoes for? How was I going to be using them? And the answer was that they were going to be pretty much used only in the gym and maybe outdoor bouldering. This tells me mainly that they don't need to be as all-day wearable as my TC Pros, which I use for long days doing multi-pitch climbing, where I can't really take my shoes off as much. The next thing I considered was how aggressive I wanted my shoes to be. My first pair of Black Diamond Momentum shoes were completely neutral, and I thought this was great for a beginner shoe. They were really comfortable, and they didn't have to be very aggressive for the easy climbing that I was doing when I first started out. My second pair of shoes, the Black Diamond Focus shoes, I decided to go for something more moderate because I was doing some harder climbing and I wanted to be more precise with my footwork. For my new pair of shoes, I wanted to go with something more aggressive than I had in the past. I'm trying to get into harder climbing, harder bouldering, harder sport climbing, and I wanted to see how a more aggressive fit would affect my climbing and if it would give me an advantage. Then I took to the internet to research some shoes that might fit my needs and also fit my price range. Climbing shoes can get pretty expensive, so keep that in mind as you're searching. You can find shoes that are like $70, but there are also shoes that are like $200. So before you make your decision, keep that in mind. Could get kind of pricey. After finding some pairs online that I thought might be a good fit, I went to REI to actually try them on, because the fit of your climbing shoe is so important. If you can, I would highly recommend trying on climbing shoes before buying them. Size and fit make all the difference, so much so that I actually didn't go with the first pair of shoes on my list, because when I tried them on, there was just too much room in the heel and they didn't fit the shape of my foot the correct way and would have been a mess when I actually tried to climb in them. A couple important things to consider with the fit of your shoe. One, how does the heel fit? A lot of people don't think about this when they're climbing because they're so focused on how tight the shoe is in the front, but you want that heel to fit really snug to the shape of your actual heel. So when you're going for heel hooks and things like that, they're not pulling off of your foot. The second thing is, remember that these shoes are going to break in and they're going to stretch out. So they're going to be really tight when you try them on the first time, but over time they're going to break in and they're going to fit looser, and you want them to still be snug even after they're broken in. So you want to get something really tight first time you're trying them on. Also keep in mind that sizing of shoes varies between brands. In my Black Diamond shoes, I was a size 7, and in my La Sportiva shoes, I'm a 6.5. And if you're ordering online, maybe order a few pairs so you can try them on at home and send back the ones that didn't fit. Ultimately, I decided on the La Sportiva Solutions in a size 6.5. It was quite a challenge to put them on for the first time and to climb in them the first time, but they've been breaking in nicely so far, and I'm definitely happy with my decision. I decided on the Solutions because 1, they fit my needs, 2, they fit my price range, and 3, they fit my foot really well, which is the main thing I was looking for, a climbing shoe that could feel like a second skin, so I could get really precise. I hope you guys found these tips helpful if you are buying new climbing shoes or your first pair of climbing shoes, but remember, you're going to destroy them and need another pair in about 6 months, so you'll get to try again if you didn't get it right this time. Have fun in your shoes. Remember to take them off after every couple climbs. It's okay if you have ugly feet. We all do. If your feet aren't gross after your climbing shoes, you got the wrong pair. If they are not deformed and discolored, you got the wrong pair.